Hi. Okay, so I'm doing an update video to kind of tell you what's going on in my life at the moment. When I did have the baby, well, the baby's here now. She was born on the 12th of November. You will get to see her, even though her dad really doesn't want her to be on YouTube or social media sites, but I've convinced him every now and then she can pop up. But yeah, she was born on the 12th of November. And I filmed like a few little things when I was in hospital, but I can't even remember what I filmed, so I'll try and insert them with some pictures of her and stuff like that. So what happened? So let me tell you about the labour. So what happened for the labour, basically, I'm trying to remember now, and I haven't filmed in so long. I feel weird. I feel like I'm starting YouTube all over again because I haven't filmed in so long. It was the Sunday before she was born. Okay, I know where I am now. Sunday before she was born. So she was born on a Tuesday, and basically they told us that we had to call them to see if they had a bed free, because I was supposed to be induced because of her heart condition. So my induction date was booked as the 10th of November. So we called them on the 10th of November and they said they didn't have any beds free for any babies. And that they probably wouldn't have any beds free for Monday either, but they said to call back on Monday, but it'd probably be the Tuesday. So I was a bit disappointed because obviously, you know, I want to get this going, I wanted to have her. So I went to church and my belly felt really heavy that day, really heavy. Came back, I was just chilling, relaxing. I was in the upstairs in my bedroom watching television, and I swear that I could feel, or I did feel contractions, and I was thinking, I think she's coming. So my husband came upstairs and I was like, listen, I don't need to get worried, but I think she's coming. So he's like, so what should I do? What should I do? I said, no, she's not gonna come now. She's not gonna come now. It's okay, it's all right. And I can't remember if we rang our pastor or if our pastor called us, but she was like, okay, you should go to the hospital. Why haven't you called the hospital yet? This was like at about 10:30 at night, I think, like that. And she was saying if she's having contractions, she should need to go to the hospital. So we called St. Thomas's because I was supposed to deliver her at St. Thomas's because of her heart condition. She needed to be there so that she could get the proper care. St. Thomas's told us to ring our local hospital, which was Durham Valley, that we should go there. So we went there, and I took my Bible with me. My Bible was about this fat, so I took a big fat Bible with me, and I'm like trying to walk along the corridor, and my husband wanted to take the Bible, and I said no, it was like my crutch. I needed my Bible to make me feel safe. So we got to the, I don't know, not the labour ward, but like where they monitor you if you think you're going into labour. And I just asked the nurse if I was going into labour or not, because I wasn't sure if they were really contractions, and she was like, yeah, you're definitely having contractions. And then when the doctor saw me, she was like, oh yeah, you're 1 centimetre dilated, but that's good because you've still got time to get to St. Thomas's. And it was really funny because the way that they were acting, they really did not want me to deliver the baby there, simply because they knew they did not have the care in place for her. So we called St. Thomas's, and like, to cut a long story short, they arranged the bed. They said to us that if, when the contractions start coming every 3 minutes, I think they said, and it was lasting for a minute, then we should call them. But the thing is, we live quite a distance away from St. Thomas's Hospital, and that's why they had booked me in for an induction, so that I didn't just go spontaneously into labour and have to get to the hospital. So the contractions being 3 minutes apart was a bit, can't think of the word, but it's unrealistic for me to get to the hospital. But it didn't happen that night. They died down, and then I only ended up having contractions every hour by the Monday. And so I started eating pineapple to try and speed it on, and then they started increasing. And St Thomas's said that we could come to them, but they didn't know if they were going to admit me. Waited around in the hospital for ages and ages and ages. Someone saw me, and in the end they did admit me, even though they were saying that they might send me back home. And I said, listen, if you send me back home, I won't be able to get back here. Simple as that. I knew that baby was coming. I knew she was coming. So they admitted me into the antenatal ward. My husband went home because he was only allowed to be there till 8 o'clock. He wasn't allowed to stay with me. And by 9, 10 o'clock, my contractions were getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. I had to call him. He came back. By the time he got there, they'd admitted me to the delivery suite. And then she arrived, I think it was 10 past 5 on Tuesday morning. I only had gas and air. I didn't have any other drugs, although I was asking them to tell me about what the epidural was, because I was just getting into so much pain. But the gas and air was fine. When I delivered her and I opened my eyes, there were so many people in that room. I don't know how many people were there, but her heart rate dropped. So I didn't get to hold her straight away. Once they got her heart going, they wiped her off. I said hi to her, and then they had to take her down to NICU, the neonatal unit. And I told my husband to go with her, and then I stayed by myself for a good few hours sleeping. And then I went down to see her, and she was so small. Before I went to see her, actually, my husband told me that her leg was the other way around, and I was like, what are you talking about? And I thought maybe that was something that had happened in labour. But basically her leg, instead, like say this is your leg and this is your knee joint, so your knee's supposed to bend that way. Her leg was totally the other way. It bent the other way. It had developed like that inside the womb, so it was a congenital deformity. But you know what? When I saw her, that was the last thing on my mind. She had arrived, and she was alive, and she was breathing by herself. Even though she had several wires strapped to her monitoring her heart, I was just feeling that, I don't even care if the leg stays like that forever. It's now been fixed. She had 2 casts on her leg to remedy that, and her leg's fine now. Her leg is totally as it should be. We stayed in hospital for 9 days. They wanted to monitor her stats. Because of the way that her heart is and the way that the blood is going to the lungs, they have to monitor that. She has her saturations taken every single week, and she's weighed every single week, because apparently heart babies don't put on weight a lot, because they generally don't want to eat a lot, because it's too much effort for them to eat because of the breathing and the heart and the blood getting to the lungs and things like that. She was born 5 pounds 6 ounces. Today she is 9 weeks and 5 days old, and she is over 9 pounds. So she is putting on weight as she should do, even if she didn't have a heart disease. Her stats are where her saturations are not as they should be, but they are in such a way that it allows her body to be in balance and it's keeping her alive. She hasn't had to have any of the operations yet that they said that she would have, and I am hoping and praying and believing in God that she won't need any operations. I'm not going to say I don't know how it's happened. I know how it's happened. God has allowed her body to keep her in balance. She doesn't have to have an operation. She had a checkup on the 19th of December, and they said that they're never going to say everything's okay, but as she grows and she gets bigger, obviously there's going to be more impact on her lungs, so they have to keep monitoring her. So eventually she might need an operation, but at the moment she's absolutely fine. And to put this into perspective, she has got a list of about 5 things wrong with her heart. There were babies in the hospital that only had 2 out of the 5 that she has. And actually, I try not to say that are wrong with her heart. I just say that makes her heart different. So she had 5 things. She has 5 things that makes her heart different from an average heart. And there were babies in there that only maybe had 2 of those same things out of the 5, and they've had to have open heart surgery. They've been on the verge of, not leaving the hospital, being in hospital longer than her. My child is home, and I have to give thanks. And I give thanks to all of you who've watched my IVF videos, who watched those videos that I made about how we got to this point, and you've prayed. I thank you for that, and I'm asking you to continue to pray for my daughter. Prayer works. I know prayer works because she's here and she's alive. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go and get her so you can see her. Okay. Here she is. You say hello to the YouTubers, baby. She's sleeping. Her name's Amarice, Jada, Naila, Ianu Oluwakemi Raji. If you weren't aware, my husband is Nigerian, so she has 2 Nigerian names. He's also his mother's Muslim, so she has a Muslim name. Amarice is Hebrew and it means promised by God. Jada, I found out was Muslim, but I'm not really sure if it is, but it means gift. Naila is Muslim, and it means one who succeeds. So we believe that she will be one that succeeds in life regardless of whatever comes her way. Ianu Orua, I can't remember what I chose Ianu Orua, and I can't remember what it means. It means from God. It's got God in it. I'll put up what it means. And Oluwakemi means I am blessed, or God has blessed me. So yeah, this is Amarice. She's sleeping. She's a right madam. She likes putting her hands up. Drama queen. Say hello. Say hello, baby. I'll put some pictures up of her, so you can have a good look if I get permission from her dad. Okay? You open your eyes? You getting up? Should you change your I think your nappy needs changing. You change your nappy? No? Yes? Can't even. There you go. You say hello. No? You don't want to say hello? Should we go change your nappy? Should we go change your nappy? Are you saying hello to them? Are you saying hello to them? Say hello. Amarice? Nappies. Alright, let's go. Okay, today is the 12th of November 2013 and we welcomed our little girl into the world today at 2 minutes past 5. She weighed 5 pounds 6 ounces. Talk about now, but to cut a long story short, they admitted me on Monday afternoon to St Thomas's and yeah, I delivered on this morning. So yeah, I think that's it for now, unless Daya wants to say anything. No. So yeah, that's it. I'm tired. I'm gonna have some rest and probably the best sleep I've had in about 9 months. Okay, bye.
Guess what, guys? We had a baby. We had a baby. We had a baby. We had a baby.